Does our zeal for laws, traditions, and love for God blind us from seeing God in our neighbour? Dear brothers and sisters, I would like to take the help of St. John Chrysostom in order to gather some thoughts for our reflection on the Gospel today. The Gospel today, we have on the one hand Jesus healing a man with a withered hand on the Sabbath, saying, I ask you, is it lawful to do good on the Sabbath rather than to do evil, to save life rather than to destroy it? On the other hand, we have Pharisees who are enraged because he healed a man on the Sabbath. We find here two approaches to religion. There is a human-centered approach when we see Jesus is able to discern and at the same time teach us that God is honored when we honor Him in the poor and the needy. St. John Chrysostom says, do not honor Him in the church clothed in silk vestments and then pass Him by unclothed and frozen. Therefore, we are invited to be discerning Christians who understand the way Christ wants to be honored. He is honored when we honor Him in the poor and the needy. St. John Chrysostom again says, God has no need of golden vessels, but a golden heart. We do so many things to please God, but God is surely pleased when we take care of each other, especially the needy, sincerely. Here, we need to keep in mind that it is not only those in material needs that we are referring to, but those who are unloved, uncared for, not respected, considered as an outsider or stranger or enemy. What is the use of loading the Christ table with golden cups while He Himself is starving? Will you make a cup of gold and withhold a glass of water, says St. John Chrysostom. Is it right then if we deny the needy what we could easily do for them, but at the same time come to the Lord to offer Him gifts and ask Him to grant us our needs? Surely God is honored when we honor Him in the poor and the needy. And at the same time, God is offended when we offend the poor and the needy. Another approach to religion we see today is a law-centered approach. Here one believes that God is pleased when we follow the rules and laws strictly, irrespective of its implications in our personal life. Very often, such a kind of approach can lose the instrumentality of religion to bring about good the Lord desires. Sometimes in this context, religion can go to the extent of existing for its own sake and lose its ability to lead people to God and build a society of brotherhood and unity. This is what happened to the Pharisees. Their zeal to follow the Sabbath blinded them to the extent that they found it evil to help a man with a withered hand. They rationally established a distinction between doing good towards God and doing good towards the neighbour. Therefore, they failed to understand what our Lord was teaching to them, that in doing good to our neighbour, we are indeed pleasing our God. Does our zeal for laws, traditions, and love for God blind us from seeing God in our neighbour? St. John Chrysostom says, adorn God's house if you will, but do not forget your brother in distress. He is a temple of infinitely greater value. Amen.